Breaking news. 5 Bromley people have been charged with harassment of Sadiq Khan. Here, Gemma, our ULEZ reporter, brings us more details.
Hi, it's Gemma. I'm here with Nick Arlett and Martin Whitehead, who you may remember from some time ago. They've been campaigning tirelessly for all of us, really, for the ULEZ to stop. And back in Tooting on April the 6th, they were both arrested unlawfully, I believe, and now charges are being pressed. So I'm going to hand over to them and ask them really just to talk you through what happened and what's happening now.
Okay, this is Nick, by the way. So Gemma just said, we set up in Tooting and we'd give notification. The police were quite aware that we were going to be there, and we turned up normal sort of time. We told them we'd be there between 12 and 3. Not a problem. We got there and we had actually some local police turned up, very helpful. In fact, some of them actually helped put some signs up, so that's, they weren't concerned with what was going on. And we were just there peacefully, and I think we'd only been there about an hour or so, hadn't we? We weren't there all that long, and another lot of police turned up, and they decided they wanted us to leave. Well, we started packing up. There was a few arguments about it, but generally speaking, people had agreed that we were going to leave. We'd explained it very clearly that we had no intention of going near Khan's house, which I think someone said is 0.2 of a mile away. Anyway, we had no intention of going near there. And these others had turned up, they blocked the road, and I was literally standing filming, watching people, packing up. One of the people, Ali, that got arrested was actually sitting down on the floor, taking off her dinosaur suit. So that's how sort of much threat she was. And then I was standing on the pavement, and I was asked by a senior policeman, walked over to me, obviously he singled me out, walked over to me, asked me to escort him into the road to speak to one of his colleagues, which I did, like an idiot, and she then arrested me. And it wasn't, all I was trying to do was get my phone given to someone because I didn't want them taking my phone. Anyway, they were violent, to say the least. Arms up your back, loads and loads of them, really painfully, handcuffed me behind, and then they dragged me away. So then, I'm gone now because I'm in the back of a van, so Martin can tell you what happened after.
Can I just add there that I was at the protest as well. There was at least 300 officers, I would say. You would think you was at a riot, wouldn't you? When, in truth, all you were doing really was what we've done at every protest, is walk around shaking a sign. And it was like being at a riot, basically. But leading on from there, yesterday, obviously, the 5 people that were arrested, up for their bail yesterday at Charing Cross Police Station, believe it or not, where the, real hardcore criminals go. Martin, can you tell us what happened there?
Yes, we went back in individually, arrested, rearrested, and then charged with harassment. This is harassing Sadiq Khan is what's written on the charge sheet, and we've got to appear in court on the 9th of August.
So once you're back in court then, obviously you don't really know what you're looking at, a fine or...
I looked up the tariffs for it, and in fact it was a stupid figure. I think it was like 51 weeks in prison. That's the maximum that you can get. And
this is just so unfair when you've got people walking them streets with knives, all sorts. You've got knife crime. That's my biggest thing, is the knife crime, having teenagers out and about, and nothing seems to be being done. You call the police and no one seems to want to know anything, yet you're doing nothing wrong, but because Sadiq Khan is offended.
We witnessed yesterday in Charing Cross Police Station, which I got, Piss Up and Brewery doesn't really cover how unorganised they are there, but there were people waiting to report crimes at the desk. And it's as though they've set up this obstacle course to stop you, just to deter you from actually reporting a crime, because they're not interested, but they were more interested in that day. And this was obviously a pre-arrangement. They knew we were going to be there. Now, if they thought that we considered a threat, they could have got a court injunction. They could have actually stopped it. Well, they didn't, because, historically, we've never had any problems. This was a set-up to get us there and to get us arrested, obviously under Khan's orders, because they were very selective with who they picked out, and they picked out people that have been active, people that have sat back and done nothing, or might have not been there but not really prominent. They were left alone, but people that have been vocal, we were taken away.
Yeah, it was absolutely dreadful. I was there, and it was dreadful, and it still is dreadful today to see you lot having to go through this for nothing. But I believe there is hopefully going to be a GoFundMe because you've obviously done so much to help everybody. So details of that I will send through to Bromley Radio. And if anyone has, I know it's a difficult time for everyone, but if anyone can just give a little just to help these 5 people to find some justice, really, that would be really very much appreciated.
Yeah, we have applied for legal aid, but I'm not holding my breath over that because I know that the levels these days, or the bars you have to sort of attain, the height of them are pretty inaccessible. So I'm not holding my breath for legal aid. So we're obviously trying to raise some money because most of the money that we've actually raised with our own fundraiser for the last 18 months has actually gone to help other people. Besides printing and other stuff we've also been paying people's legal fees. So there's not a lot left in the pot now. We need it.
No, exactly. And yeah, as I say, it would be greatly appreciated, however little, just to try and ease the stress on you guys a little bit. You're under enough stress already, I can imagine. Thank you, and hopefully we'll get an update for you soon.
Bromley Radio.